I'm sharing it on the wrong link, but everybody can go to whichever link that they please to go to, whichever one they want to use. That's okay. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Happy Monday. Happy Spectral
Hello
Sailor
there.
Day. How's it going? I see my viewers, but I don't see any comments. So, hey, Dawn, how's it going? So, we have a guest tonight on, and he's like, I guess, an off and on guest on our show sometimes. Adam
It's
R plus. Adam R plus. What does Adam R
the
plus
the
stand for?
oh the well that's the R and the plus is a symbol for Rammstein.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
think you might have told me
just
that a while ago, like a long time ago, but I didn't.
forget.
I forgot.
Yeah, how it's supposed to be that. So
Hey Troy. Hey Tracy. There's somebody else with a T. Dawn. Everybody else who's watching. So hey Lizzie. So we're going to talk about. I've been studying like past life regression and how past lives and things that happen to you in your past life, if you believe in that, can follow you into this life and actually cause you traumas, blockages, cause you from reaching your like basically like your path or your soul journey in this life. And if you don't figure those things out somehow in some kind of form of healing or meditation or hypnotism or past life regression readings or something, if you don't figure those things out, then you're not going to figure out what you need to fix to be on your mission in this life or have the best life or have a better life or to not have phobias, which is one of our topics, irrational phobias or just phobias today. So, what is everyone's phobia? Everyone has a fear of something. Thank you, Dawn. Hey, Angela. Hey, Lizzie. What is everybody afraid of? We were talking about that before the show, and I'll say what I'm afraid of, which is really irrational and weird, but and people always look at me like I'm weird when I say this. My life's messed up. Hey, Dawn. It's Dawn number two. Other Dawn. My worst fear is being eaten alive, like basically by anything, by like sharks, snakes, serial killers, cannibals, zombies, anything, being eaten alive by anything, basically still being alive and aware and able to see what's going on while being eaten is my worst fear. I don't know why. It's weird. It's kind of crazy, but that's always been my worst fear. And then I don't like spiders a lot. I hate them. What about you guys?
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know that I'm afraid of anything necessarily, but I don't like clowns.
Someone
So
said dying in a fire. Anne said fire, clowns, and dolls. Fire? Yeah, I bet a lot of people are probably afraid of fire. I'm actually not afraid of fire. I've actually been burned multiple times. So, what about you, Adam?
like I mean, like snakes and like like you spiders, just because I don't know the difference between what's poisonous and what's not. And for a long time, I was afraid of zombies. And I mean, just because it's just like the idea, like how zombies was a person before, but then they're a zombie, and the idea that there's so many people on the earth. Imagine like half of the people on earth became a zombie. That's a lot of zombies.
Yeah, that's why, like, I was telling him, I'm not really afraid of zombies because I would really love zombies to be running around if I could just shoot them all. But I'd be afraid they'd eat me alive. So I'd be like, and I'd run because I didn't want to get eaten, and then I'd shoot them when I got to a place where they couldn't reach me to eat me.
Hmm.
I've been saved from two fires, so I'm not afraid of that. Um,
hmm.
that's why, like, I was researching or whatever, how to like figure out what your past life fears, where they stem from, or what happened to you in a past life that pulls over and like, um, it kind of like follows you into this life and causes blockages from you doing things in this life that hold you back, and like figuring out how to heal those and face those fears and actually conquer them and move forward. Hey, Rob. I don't know who that is, but everyone, I guess. Hey, baby. Are you scared of babies? Or are you saying hey, baby to everybody?
He
Are you scared of the words "Hey baby"? Are you
Ro-
scared? Hey Penny.
yeah, Rob's a good friend of mine. Me and him talk a lot
Yeah.
of UFOs and alien stuff.
Mm. And I think
Yeah.
everybody's scared of something. You just don't know it. Whether it's being bored, being scared of not waking up one day, being scared of being alone, being scared of being smothered, being scared of not having privacy. I don't know. There's all kinds of fears. I did do a little bit of research though on phobias, and there's actually 5 different classifications of phobias. And I thought that was cool because really anything falls under these 5 classifications of phobia. So, 5 general categories. The first one is fear related to animals like spiders, dogs, and insects. The second one is fear related to natural environments such as height, thunder, darkness. The third one is fears related to blood or injuries or medical issues, which I've never been afraid of, and most people are. Like I've always been like, ew, look, it's guts, and people would be like, ew, gross, nasty. The fourth
Hey,
one is,
Maddie.
hey, it is her. Hey, Adam. Not being loved. Excuse me.
Everybody.
My fear is water. I live on an island. Well, do you hermit or do you just keep to the center of it? The fourth one is things related to specific situations like phobias of flying, riding, elevators, driving. And the fifth one is other, just an other category like choking, loud noises, drowning. So everything pretty much falls under one of those categories. Mine, spiders falls under the animal one, and then I don't really know. I guess other is the one of being eaten alive.
Yeah.
Because like I always think like when you say like eaten alive by animals, like I always think like that would suck to like fall into like the water, like in a jungle, and there's like piranhas like like getting after you and
Oh God,
whole
yeah.
swarm of piranhas getting you.
Uh, if
I
I
don't
was
know.
in an exotic place like that, I probably wouldn't get in the water if I could help it. Unless, like T Rex was coming after me and it was like, um, Land of the Lost or something, and I had to get in the water because it was either T Rex or whatever's in the water, I'd have to take my chances, I guess.
Yeah.
Octopus, the Kraken.
There are a lot of things that I don't like that I don't think about being afraid. And I used to have I used to be kind of scared of talking in front of a large crowd, like getting a large when I was younger. I mean,
That's a
but
phobia.
yeah,
There's a
but
lot of phobias I've actually written down right here that I've actually conquered. So it doesn't
yeah,
mean you're not afraid of anything. It just means basically you were like, I'm not going to let that rule my entire life. So I kind of just did it anyways.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like I've done it so much, it doesn't bother me at all now.
Mhm. And a lot of people are afraid of that at first because a lot of people are like, how do you do this? They ask me, how do I do this shows and stuff all the time, and like live videos or like demonstrations or like, hold on. I think I've already been dead before something eats me. Oh, we don't want to talk about that. No. Not unless it's like a hole in the ground that they buried you in, then that would be okay. With dirt.
But what if you weren't able to like take yourself out and then like, damn, I have no way to take myself out. Look at those
If you're buried
giant
alive
ants coming over.
and they're putting dirt on you while you're alive.
That
Oh,
would be scary.
yeah, it
No,
would.
oh man.
I bet you wouldn't like that, Jason.
I probably wouldn't like it, but I would just think of the situation. How'd I get there? Because it's going to take more than one or two people to put me in there. So
Yeah. In
Yeah.
some situations, you can't actually know how you're going to react until that actually happens. So, what's the likelihood you're going to actually deal with that?
Hopefully, if that happens, Jason, you wake up when they start pulling the dirt. Like, oh, that was a bad nightmare.
Or you rise up out of the ground like you levitate out of the dirt like a zombie.
right, maybe.
Yeah.
I know, but yeah, I don't like certain snakes and spiders and things like that. I'm not scared of them, but I don't like them. and then, like I said, I'm not afraid of clowns, but I hate them. There's nothing fun about a clown to me. And dolls, I don't like any kind of doll. It's just I just don't.
I'm not really, those that bother me, just spiders because they have 8 eyes, and I don't think anything should have that many eyes and that many legs. It's just, there's no purpose. Why do they need that many legs or eyes?
Yeah,
Why can't they just have 2 eyes? You know what I mean? Or one? I don't know. I wrote down some phobias though that I thought were a little bit like stuck out because I was like, what? What is that? I've never heard of that before. And I don't know anybody I've ever met that I know of that actually told me that they were afraid of this, but yeah, it's a thing. Um, Dendrophobia is a fear of trees. Glossophobia is a fear of childbirth. Glossophobia is a fear of speaking in public, which you said you used to have. I used to have that. A lot of people have it.
Yeah.
Phobophobia is a fear of fears. Samhainophobia is a fear of Halloween.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Venus traphobia is the fear of beautiful women. That was funny.
No, I don't have that.
I was like, whoa, how would someone have a fear of that? Like, how would that occur?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Joyce. By the way, how's it going?
Did you write down the fear of the number 13?
No, I didn't. No,
Yeah.
I didn't even know if it was on the list, honestly, that I looked at. There wasn't every fear on there because there were some other things that I know are fears that.
Yeah. That's an odd one.
It is one. Hey, Tim, what's up? What is your worst fear? Or do you have any phobias? That is the topic. Or Joyce, also yours. Are you saying that that was a phobia that happened to you? Or that you're just sharing that with us? I was scared of a lot of things, but raising 2 kids on my own, I had to get over them like mice, spiders, and yeah, no kidding, right? Poop, spit up, puke, other stuff, blood, broken bones.
Sometimes at work, like I do have a fear of where I put my hands in different cars that come in. It's like, man, I better put some gloves on before I reach in there in that glove compartment or underneath that seat. So
Rats and roaches.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you're going to pass away. I always joke and say that's how I'm going to pass away. It's not really a joke, though. I really feel like I am. I feel like it'll be stomach or throat cancer or ovarian or cervical cancer. He said electricity. Hey, Bob. I don't like to mess with it. Sometimes I don't like to mess with it because I've been electrocuted before. But I'll try to research and take proper precautions. Like when I was saying that light caught on fire the other day, and I was like, I heard a crackling noise. It sounded like a cook-off. I was like, what is that? That's not normal. And then I smelled a really weird smell. It smelled like burning plastic, and I was like, that's not normal. So I just saw where it was coming from and switched the light off and taped the light switch down.
Yeah, I mess with anything electricity. I'll hire somebody. I don't know anything about it. No.
I wasn't afraid to mess with it. I just don't. Kids don't know no better. You know what I mean? Had a spirit jump in my car still. Here 25 years. That would be interesting. I almost ran over a spirit with my car because I thought it was a human. And it freaked me out, and I slammed my brakes on. And my friend just about flew through the windshield when I was younger, and it was a ghost. But it looked really like a human from head to toe. A regular person, because they didn't look see-through or like anything,
And I'm sure like a lot of people have this fear. How about the fear of like leaving their phones or something on the car or on the bus or someplace? I forgot my phone. I better go back and
I've
get
had
it.
that happen before. I left it in a USO at an airport in Dallas, Fort Worth, and got on a transit to go to my terminal, and I was like, oh my God, I left my phone in that USO. Someone said hi to you, Adam.
No, so Tim.
Hello, and
Hello.
yes, I am. Ghosts, Bigfoot, monsters, aliens, and everything in between.
And scary movies. No. Hey,
Scary
Alicia,
movies.
how are you? I didn't see you there yet. If you just popped in, hello.
What else you got written down?
I was reading this comment. She said, Ghost Hunter said, don't let him in that car. Yeah, right. Oh, they thought it was a person, probably, like a hitchhiker. Hey, Joshua. We're talking about phobias, what everyone's worst fear is or what they're afraid of. Here, he's got another question. Tim does. For you.
San Antonio, Texas, and I'm on a team called the Midnight Paranormal Society, and
Oh,
I've been part of the group for like the last year or two, but like
hey, Jim. Other
I've
Jim.
known the founder of the group for like the last like 5 years.
Oh, yeah, before I even knew who he was. I've probably been watching him on YouTube for like 2 years. Mike.
Yeah. Um.
Mhm.
sh-
So, we're going to say something?
Now going back to what Sherry said about house fires and spiders and like
Oh,
just thinking about it, like I think that would be like a really, really bad way to go. Whether it's a house or a building, the whole place being on fire, like not knowing where to go. This wall's on fire, that wall's on fire. It's like, damn, where do I go? What do I do? So I think that would be really, really scary.
I feel like in my past, one of my past lives, that I was like a firefighter, and I've always thought that. I've even thought about doing that in this life. So I don't know. I guess I'm not afraid. Like I would be in the mindset of like, what do I do to preserve my life or anyone else that's in here? I feel like that I'd risk getting burned probably to save people, or especially kids. Ghost Hunter's there 5 times. What you asked her a question? I think about the car. The ghost hopping in her car, and someone said, "Don't let her in your car."
Hmm. I don't know.
Death. I shouldn't be afraid. Looks scary. I'm not even afraid of death. I just don't want to leave my kids.
Yeah.
You may think I'm trolling, but I'm dead serious. I have a phobia of pickles. How dare you? I eat them all the time. I don't know
Wow.
what my life would be like if I couldn't.
Um,
That would be terrible. Being stabbed and seeing people with sharp objects. That does sound kind of scary, actually. I mean, I would definitely be on alert. My angel saved me from fire twice. That's awesome. What's for dinner? Because you're always posting food. That's
yeah,
funny.
I don't remember what I had for lunch today. Oh, I ate some Asian food for lunch today.
Blew out
Yeah.
their batteries. Interesting. I'm afraid of drowning, being murdered, and my kids being murdered. Oh my god, that'd be so sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about like the fear of like you're drinking something and in the bottom you see a spider or something? Like what?
Oh,
You know,
it's too late by
Jack,
the time you get to the bottom of it. I mean, what can you do? Like make yourself vomit it back up.
maybe.
You've eaten worse things in your life than that.
Oh yeah, actually, I read in a book that said like statistics about people and things that we do in our lives that we don't even know we do, and it said that in a person's lifespan, they usually eat a spider in their sleep at least once or
Yeah.
twice
Yeah.
and
It
don't
was
know
like,
it.
yeah, it was actually like a few times.
Uh-huh.
I read that too.
I did some research over past life regression and stuff, and I actually was thinking about trying to contact the person that does the past life healing sessions and bring them on here. It's a guy named Ainsley, and
Hmm.
he explained that like being a psychic medium and being able to read people's thoughts of their past life regressions because he trained at it so long, that when he's around people, if he can read their past life or have visions of it and know their past lives and things that have happened to them, then he can actually basically predict how their lives are going to play out in the future, which is kind of neat, actually. And then going and identifying those things and being able to help people heal from those things. He does sessions, and I guess he kind of sort of like relaxes or hypnotizes the people and does a past life regression session with them and brings forth what he calls resonances. Resonances are things that you are familiar with in this life and you're not really sure why, or things that trigger you into like a really majorly like panic mode and you don't know why, which irrational fears is what our subject is. And they usually stem from something that happened to you in your past life that carried over into this one, and it's actually causing you to not go forward in this life because obviously it didn't happen now. So you have a different mission, and it keeps you a blockage in your way from your mission now if you don't heal it, identify it, and conquer it. I just went gulp it like a champ.
Yeah, you get in tequila, you got to drink the worm, right? So.
Oh, the spider.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Spider in the drink.
I want to drink a soda can because I once took a sip. Oh God, a centipede. Whoa. Well, I still drink Monster coffee, but I drank one time, and my best friend had put cigarettes out in it, and I did not know that because she did not tell me my drink, and it was not empty. And she just decided to take my non-empty drink that I was still enjoying and put her cigarettes out in it. So I just decided to take a huge swig of it and just spit it all over her and the windshield and everywhere else because it was disgusting.
That's bad. Yeah.
I still drink those. I just make sure, like now, I actually smell. I will do this. I'll be like,
yeah.
is there anything like a bug or a cigarette butt? Because I'm scared to drink it until I examine it now. Hey, Chrissy.
What's up?
Hey, Alicia.
Hello.
Yeah. The person that I had researched like that stuff, explaining like taking their past life baggage basically into this life, and your ancestors and everyone before us, since the beginning of time, bringing all those people's baggage, we all drag it to now. I don't know if anyone sees that people are saying, oh, we're having a shift, we're having a shift, we're having a shift. There's some kind of energy shift going on or a consciousness shift going on. And it's because people are right now at the most heightened time of kind of moving forward. They're having a moving forward process, and you can actually speed it up by doing like a past life regression session, and you can move to the fourth phase, I think is what they call it, of your spirit's like soul purpose or whatever. But so we are having a shift, and it's sloughing off some of the crap from our ancestors' pasts, like things that you research in history and you're just like, wow, that's my family went through that. Getting rid of those old ways of thinking and burying them and letting them, be buried and laid to rest, and creating new molds and new thought processes and new ways of being and living, and teaching each other and your family and future generations how to be.
Yeah, I was actually watching some videos on TikTok from Rebecca. She was talking about the same kind of stuff. Because she does the past life regression.
Yeah, I'm actually wanting to try to do that. I was telling Adam I'm like researching it. I think I've been wanting to do that for a while. I just haven't actually buckled down. Being in large bodies of water terrifies me too, and that's crazy because I'm in the Navy. But it's because when I was little, I had cousins that would throw me in the air, and I would be at the nasty, dirty, murky, muddy lake where you cannot see through the water, maybe like this far in front of you. And they'd throw me in the air, and before I went down in the water, they'd say, "Shark!" And now I'm scared to death of what's in the water, even though it's probably not a shark. I'm like, I don't like to be really deep in water that I can't see in. Like the ocean is okay because I can see in that water. And like the Mediterranean is okay because I can see in that water. But dirty lake water, I don't like to be deep in dirty lake water because I cannot see in it.
That's understandable.
Yeah, I said we were raised in that muddy water.
I feel like there could be like some kind of huge gars or like catfish that can drag me down underneath there. I've seen them before. Yeah. I've seen a huge gar. before, not far from me, and thank God I only had a leg in the water and I got it out. 6-foot Irish man, and he's 40. Is that the ghost? I don't swallow cigarette butts. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. I don't think your doctor would either. I drank a pop can ashtray thanks to my dad thinking I didn't finish a soda. Oh,
I think
But like,
told you. I think I told you last time, but Tim just had a birthday. Remember? Told you?
yeah, last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy late birthday. Yeah, I didn't get to tell him happy birthday that day because I don't know. I can tell there's a shift in energy just because of the crazy stuff that's happened in my life. And I'm like, what are you going to give me next, universe? What kind of hurdle do I have to jump over next? Because one of these times I'm gonna mess up and I'm gonna fall. I hope not, but I guess I'll dust my knees off and get back up and keep going. Yeah, I need to. I thought you were supposed to ask him. I told you to ask him when he could come on the show.
Oh, I did. Yeah, he said we were talking about February.
But do you know a date?
Anytime, he said.
So next Monday?
I don't know, Tim. Next Monday.
Ask him because I need to write it on the calendar. Yes, we do. And if you're not busy next Monday night, if you want to come on the show, because I thought, I want to write the dates down. I don't want to just wing it every week. That's not my style. If you can next Wednesday, then that'd be awesome. Awesome. He said that's good. So I'll put you down on the calendar then a week from now. Awesome. Awesome.
but I'm just thinking about being in the water, in a ship, and how supposedly we've only investigated so much of the ocean, and being somewhere something that's different comes out from the deep and just comes up and and shows up in front of you, pops up. And I'm like, whoa, I've never seen that before.
Like the Kraken or Cthulhu?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
which
something
are
massive.
Two very I'm extremely fascinated with both of those. Those are my two favorite cryptids, I think. Cthulhu and the Kraken. I can't decide. I like both of them equally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fascinated with both of them.
I just think stuff with water, it's because it's water and we can't breathe in the water. I'd rather go looking for Bigfoot or something like that. At least on land, we got oxygen and stuff like that.
It's our territory that we're used to, the place that we're used to.
You talk about alien stuff. You can see more in the sky than we ever can what's in the water. We don't even know what's still in the oceans. So
that's you.
Maybe.
That's what,
I don't know. We don't know. You'd have to actually do some kind of calculation to see if there is more ocean or more water or more sky. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to assume because the planet is in the universe, so it has to be tinier than all of that. I'm going to assume that.
So I'm saying we can see way more of the sky than we can in our deep water. You know what I mean? There's places so deep we can't even go to.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the Kraken's at.
Oh yeah. Anything that's about large or giant squids. There's a question for you, Adam. I am down to watch it.
I have not, but I'm still a big believer just because of what people report and see. I mean, there's got to be something out there that, not everybody can just be seeing a bear or a moose or something.
Or a Mothman, or what do they call it? What is that thing that Nick Muley is always talking about? Some chimp.
Skunk
ape. It's a skunk ape.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. In Louisiana and over there.
Yeah, that's down there with Howard.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that too. She said, I hear your birthmark from this life is from how you died in the past life, which I've read several articles about people that feel like that they had memories. Hey, Katie, how are you doing? Long time no see. About people talking about them having a birthmark and even is sensitive there, or it hurts there even, or sometimes they even have a dream they got stabbed there or something, or they feel a pain and a stabbing pain. Because this person that I researched that does past life healing or whatever had done a session with a person, and that person in their past life had been stabbed in the eye. Well, she didn't tell them that, but the girl screamed and yelped while she was doing her past life regression session. And she said, "What made you react that way?" And she said, I felt like I was being stabbed in the eye. And she said, "Yeah, well, in a past life you were stabbed in the eye."
Hmm.
And I've heard of like people having like, I don't know, like I was thinking there was somebody that was famous that has an abdomen, a birthmark, and they said that they felt like they got stabbed there. I can't remember who it is. And they have a photo of someone that got stabbed there that's like old and dead and passed away, and that photo looks like them now.
Yeah, and not everybody has a birthmark too.
And some people have one that doesn't stay there; it just shows up, and then it, like during certain things, like if they get hot or cold. I have one like that.
That's interesting.
Mine only shows up if I get hot or cold. Says Piper's UFO love the ocean tide. Yeah, they would have plenty of space to do that, and it would be unexpected. I guess you'd think that they were in the sky instead.
Yeah, so that's
Hey, Ronnie.
whether it's in the oceans or them going into like underground caves and stuff like that. That's always interesting.
Oh, that's strange. Interesting. Her and her mom have a birthmark in their same place. I wonder if it has anything to do with like if it's hereditary or anything.
Mine's right here on my neck, like right below. And then everybody always thinks it's a hickey. Like, it's not a damn hickey.
I would think that it might be a pimple.
I must have made somebody really mad and got stabbed in the neck, I guess.
I was told I have one like on my head, like right here.
Yeah, I have one on the back of my neck. Like where it has that nape there, where there's an indentation at the base of your hairline. I've always had one there. And when I wash my hair, if it gets hot or cold there, then there's a big red spot there. And Piper has one right here above her eye. And I called her Pirate Baby when she was born because her eye was red and puffy, and there was like a red spot there, and it looked like she had it like this, and it looked like "Arr," like she was a pirate.
No.
And like I sometimes wonder like if when the young children tell their stories about like who they were in the past life, if they knew about it like since they were born and they just couldn't like say it with exact words like who they were and what was going on. Like they have them memories coming out. Like as soon as they come out, they have those memories with them.
Yeah. Or like talking in another language, because like I was saying that person that I had researched, the Ainsley person that I've gotten most of this information from about past life regression, that person that had been stabbed in the eye that said, "Oh, I felt like I got stabbed in the eye," and she said, or he said, "Yeah, you have. In a past life, you were stabbed in the eye." There was another client or patient or whatever that had blue lips and felt frozen and was speaking in French during their past life regression. Well, when they were younger, their mother told them, that person, the same person, that their mother told them when they were younger, they came in their room and their lips were blue and they were freezing cold and the house was warm, and that kid was speaking in French just randomly all of a sudden. So I guess they were having a memory of their past life. Sounds like my oldest daughter. Yeah, the birthmark. I wrote down a bunch of other stuff too. It also talked about, like I haven't ever thought about this, manifesting things in this lifetime. And I always tell people when they come to me repeatedly and they think they have bad luck all the time that it's a curse, it's a generational curse. And what a generational curse basically is you not figuring out or being aware of or having the tools to find something out that did happen before, that you aren't aware happened, you forgot, you blocked it out, you didn't do a past life regression and it happened in a past life, or it happened in this life and you just, as a healing mechanism or whatever, you blocked it out. That causes a manifestation of things to happen in your life that are unfortunate due to the lack of healing that, which is a curse. That's what a curse is. Past life, she was Vlad. That would be awesome. Vlad Dracul, like Vlad the Impaler.
Okay.
That's awesome. That would be
Yeah.
kind of scary though if you're going through there, beheading everybody and putting their heads on stakes. Ooh, yeah,
And then
that'd be
like, come to find out, I was like, I never did those things. I wasn't in charge of having those people
creepy.
put on those poses. I didn't want
The
that.
one and only. That's awesome. That'd be interesting to do. To have that person that said that to do a past life regression and sit down and be the person in the room that's listening to them reliving those moments and traveling back in time to the events. That'd be interesting to record it too.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Something to go on with that. I actually saw that they're making a Dracula Untold 2, finally. So,
Yeah,
Part
Dracula
2?
yeah.
Untold.
Yep. Dracula Untold. Yeah. They're making a part 2 of that finally.
I hope so. I really did like that first movie.
Me too. I really liked it.
Do you know if they say it's going to be the same actor?
Yeah, same dude. Yeah.
Good, because I think he did a perfect job in that movie.
Yeah, he was a good Dracula.
Hmm.
Speaking of Dracula, they also announced that Nicolas Cage is about to play Dracula too in the movie.
Ooh, I think he can play any character in the world. He can just make it work. For real.
Making a comeback.
He's so
Yeah.
versatile.
Hopefully.
He is making a comeback. He has been in about 5 movies in the last 5 years. I've
Yeah.
seen like one after the next, just putting them out. Not even like a year after the other. Like just rolling them out. He's making a
That'd be,
comeback.
that'd be pretty cool if he, I think it'd be an interesting movie.
I just want to see what angle he would go with it. I think it would be very dark, a very
Yeah,
dark
I hope so.
Dracula. I don't think it would be humorous or like
Yeah, because I
a
think
humorous tone.
I think that would kill it and fast. If it was
It also
humor
came
and
out, it also came out today that Ryan Gosling is going to be Wolfman.
Mm.
And I don't know how I feel about that because I don't really follow his movies because they're all sappy. So
I don't watch his movies, but I've followed him since the Mickey Mouse Club, and I think he could pull it off.
yeah, Wolfman's what's going to be cool.
Pull it off because of his stature and the way that he carries himself, like physically. I think he could pull it off.
I think so too, but like I don't know.
Look at
I don't know.
Kristen Wiig in the new Wonder Woman movie, and look
Yeah,
at her
that's
past characters that are almost every one of them are the same. And then this
Right.
character being Cheetah was like, what?
Yeah.
Where did that come from for her? That was like a new turnover for her.
And this
Exactly.
kind of relates to our mythology and everything we talk about sometimes. But they also said that Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to be Zeus. I don't know if y'all saw that too. And,
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome! Really. I love the original Dark Shadows and original.
Yeah, the old show was great.
I love mythology too.
The remake with Johnny Depp wasn't so good.
What are you talking about? Yes, it was. I loved
No, I mean, it was good for what it was, but the original Dark Shadows show wasn't comedic. It wasn't comedy,
Yeah, but he's another person that can make basically any character work.
Yeah, he can.
I mean, if you look at him in like Nightmare on Elm Street, Crybaby, and then he's a pirate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then he's a vampire. He can do basically anything too.
He plays good characters.
Yeah.
I really liked him in Secret Window.
That's a good one.
I was trying to think of that one.
The Nine Gates, that was a good one.
I haven't actually watched that. The Ninth Gate, you mean? Right. I have it, but I haven't seen it.
Of course, Dillinger. John Dillinger is probably my favorite one he's done.
Man, I should have took an allergy medicine before I came on here. That's why I'm doing all that hacking. It's annoying. Sorry, you guys. Another question that came up, like in the therapy or whatever for past life regressions, was how do we know if a fear that we're having is a past life fear or a fear from maybe even like from your early childhood? And I added that part in there though, because I think that you can actually put your past behind you so in such an unhealed manner that it can actually be like a past life, like you don't revisit it at all. Um, but they said like if the manifestation of panic is triggered by a certain thing, a manifestation or strong phobic reaction um, to something that you don't really like even understand why you are having that reaction to it, then it's most likely a past life phobia that carried on into this life. And a resonance, like we say, does that resonate with you? Like it's familiar. Resonance is a reminder of a soul level memory, which would mean like your soul reincarnated in this body, and then in this body, and then that body, and that body. A soul level memory is a memory that's going to stay with you no matter if you come out of this body and go into another one. It's a soul level memory. So your soul's still going to remember that memory even as it, move forward or whatever. It's like if you lived in a house when you were 5 and you move, and at 10 you still have memories of that house when you were 5. You still are going to have the memories.
Yeah.
There was something else I wrote down. Oh, and a comic motivation is supposed to be something that triggers you so deeply that it motivates you to change your entire life and basically face that fear and propel forward and not let that fear bother you anymore or paralyze you or block you anymore from the things that you want to manifest, that you desire, that that you wish for in
Yeah.
your life.
I don't know about,
Bye,
you know,
Ronnie.
I don't know about
Sorry to hear
phobia or being afraid, but like there's a difference between, when you're a kid and now. I mean, look at the stuff you wasn't afraid of when you were a kid. Like most boys, were out, riding bicycles and ramping ramps are like 6 feet tall and had no business doing that. Climbing trees way up high. I'm not afraid of that kind of stuff. But at that time, you wanted a light on because you're afraid of the dark or a monster under your bed. It was kind of crazy. And then you grow up, we're not ramping 6 foot ramps or climbing really tall trees because we know if we fall and break an arm or something, it
Yes,
hurts.
Todd. Yeah, I've heard that, but a lot of people don't know what that is. He said your soul has fractals, or I've heard that your soul is fractured like a mirror, or your soul is cracked like a mirror. And when that stuff happens, usually the person goes on and they start to have addictions coming in to fill those holes because they're empty and they can't seem to fill them because they're not aware of what to do, and they fill them with addictions, and sometimes that even leads to obsession, um, demonic possession, demonic or bad attachments, and other stuff. Suicide, a lot of the time. And she say, I just think I was a doctor or a nurse because I know all kinds of knowledge of the medical and never been to school for it. I know what you mean. Like, I know like all kinds of law crap that I don't know why I know because I didn't finish criminal justice school. I need to finish, and I'm thinking about going back, but I didn't. And I know this stuff. I don't know how I know people's rights and like laws that are a law that I never read about before. I don't think that I did. I don't remember. I believe that too. You exist in many dimensions. That's what I was actually originally planning on talking about that too, like being in other dimensions or like uh no, that was on Hey Boo. I was thinking about doing like is when you hear spirits communicating to you in a spirit box session or on an EVP, or you hear your name being called out, or you hear like whatever you use, a Frank's box, an S box, an SB7, you hear your name. Is that actually a spirit calling to you, or is that you calling to yourself and alerting yourself from a higher sense of yourself to now, or from another sense of yourself from another dimension?
Or from the future.
Yeah, or from the future.
Yeah.
I fear the dark because of seeing spirits. I had a fear of the dark too because of things that were in the dark. It wasn't, because there's no light, because I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm actually very comfortable sitting in the dark. If I know that there's nothing in there that's going to get me, I can sit in the dark all day long. I could sleep in a coffin, honest to God's truth. I
I
could
love the dark.
not be bothered, but if I know that there's something, or I hear, or I feel, or I smell, or I see, or just know there's something there, yeah, I kind of like the dark. Because you can't see what it is, so you can't like brace yourself for it. They used to burn people at the stake to traumatize your soul so you don't come back. That actually makes a lot of sense.
I can see that. But what if they did come back and they were super PO'd?
Oh, if they were super traumatized.
No.
Like that reminds me of like how they'd say like
Past.
whether it's pirates or like people who would like the mob or whatever, like they would like kill people or they would make them promise to watch over this treasure and they would kill them just so that that spirit would be there forever
Oh,
protecting
protects
that
it.
treasure and
That's
yeah, you know.
interesting. I think that in a past life I was hung, and I have actually kind of had dreams and stuff about being a witch that was hung in my past life, and then I've had a dream about being in a some kind of war where I was a female, but I looked like a man, like I had really short hair, and the best way I can describe it is like Joan of Arc. I looked up, and that was all I could find. What was that? It wasn't me
What,
this time. It wasn't the train this time.
what
But
was
like I
that?
was a female, but I looked like a male, and I was in armor and chainmail, and I was holding a sword, and I was pulling a horse, and a bunch of people were walking behind me. And I've had that dream about probably 12 times, 13 times.
Hmm.
And like that like I've thought about this before and like that's one thing I've always thought like how they talk about a stigmata. Like what if
Mhm.
like the that happening to Jesus was so powerful that it's happened to different people throughout history.
That has happened to me. People usually don't believe me when I say that, but I actually had a stigmatic experience when I was younger. I don't remember if it was when I went to church camp or when I came back from church camp, but I went to a church camp and I spoke in tongue, and I didn't even know that I was doing it until I was doing it. And my friend was freaking out, screaming, crying next to me because she was scared to death. I was speaking in tongue. And I was like, I wanted to stop and be like, what's wrong with you, girl? But I couldn't because I was too busy speaking in a tongue. But I was just looking at her thinking, what's wrong with her? She needs to chill. But I mean, it wasn't like my head popped off, you know what I mean, or my hair fell out. Um, but after that happened, something happened to where I went through, like, I call it a dark night of the soul, which I think is the same thing, where I actually had holes in my hands and they hurt and they felt like there were nails in them, and my feet. And I literally have scars on both of my feet right now, on the bottoms, in the middle of both of my feet that look like nail holes.
Well, they say it's
Right, and
because you've been touched by God, is what they say when you get stigmata.
Yeah, well, I was very religious and
that makes
very
sense.
cut from the world. Like, I cut everything and everyone out of my life because I didn't feel like they were fulfilling the level of Christianity that I wanted to live.
Hmm.
Torturing people is to stop enlightening beings from coming back to Earth to liberate it from the Matrix and Ascension. Hey, one, one. Thank
Hello.
you. I'm sure you're cute as a button with your cat t-shirts or paintings or photos in the background.
I still very much like your collage of Joker
Oh
paintings.
yeah, the
So
comic book artist made that, and I just had to have it. There was only one of them, and I had to have it.
that's very cool. That's one of my favorite things about the wall.
Thank you. Joshua said I was a murder victim in my past life. That's why I can be a bitch. Exactly. Oh
Is me and Adam not cute too? What's going on?
no, she said the gentlemen are cute too.
There we go.
Well,
Okay.
Have a good
thank
night,
you.
Dawn. Thank you for the conversation. You had a lot of interesting stuff to say.
Thank you.
Bye. Whoa, that's a big one.
I had a dream about an old town with cobblestone roads and old buildings and a big clock tower. And we were walking through this town. There was a huge body of water and people in the water with really old life jackets like the Titanic and people on boats, but a bridge collapsed in that body of water. I was talking to my friend in Scotland about my dream, and he explained it sounded like I was talking about Edinburgh, Scotland. And I asked if there was a bridge disaster. Yes, and apparently there was. I was going to say it sounds familiar. I think I've seen I don't remember exactly what show that it was on, but it was explaining how that ship went down. It wasn't the Titanic, it was another ship. Or maybe it was multiple ships on one show. And how these different ships ended up being sunk to the bottom of the ocean, what happened that day, and how the what do you call them? The captain, how the captains were off, and how it used to be dark out on the sea, and they didn't
Mm-hmm.
have the technology we have nowadays, and they had to use like icebergs and stuff to judge judgment
Yeah.
and to judge how close they were away from the horizon or how close that they were, like almost like when you're looking down the barrel of a gun and you have sights, two sets of sights. They would use those to aim themselves where they needed to go. The icebergs were the sights that they used to figure out what direction that they needed to move in. And that sometimes I'd misjudge that because the light, like the snow reflected, or the light reflected, the moon reflected the snow, and it made him think it was over here, and it was actually over there, and bam, hit hole in the ship.
Wow,
Okay.
that's different.
Um, yeah, there was a bridge that we were wanting to go to in Arizona, right? Isn't that where it was? We found out last week. That bridge from the UK.
Yes, that bridge that's moved over from the Battle of Roses, I think, or somewhere. The place is like movie Avatar, the movie. This place, you are here to experience the physical realms in an Avatar 3D, moving into the fifth dimension currently. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
And then how many other dimensions do we have to move through? My ancestors are from Scotland. Me too. Scottish. I've actually been looking at kilts to buy one. I think I was reincarnated by an ancestor from over there. That would be awesome. Me too. Awesome, Todd and Alicia. McFadden is his last name. Mick anything basically. Scottish.
Mm-hmm.
Todd Forbes. My biggest fear would be sinking into a black ocean. That sounds really creepy and scary. Only because, like, basically, you're completely powerless. It's inevitable, I guess, that you would have to die. You couldn't do
Or
anything about it.
or
You're
being
helpless.
or being pulled down in there by something.
Mm-hmm. The bridge disaster I dreamed of was the Tay Bridge. I have to write that down so I can look that up.
Okay. Mm.
IrishCentral.com roots. I need to look at that because I'm also Irish, but I haven't looked up a lot of Irish stuff, just mostly Scottish stuff.
Yeah, we came from Ireland. Unfortunately.
What? You're
We came
muffled.
from Ireland.
You're muffled.
Yeah. What?
It sounds like you're underwater. Doesn't it? It's creepy. He was talking about getting pulled down underwater. It sounds like Jason's underwater.
That's what it sounds like. Man,
Yeah,
that's creepy.
I heard that. I hear that too, but that's not me.
Well, now I can hear you.
Yeah,
No,
I
it was
told
you
you.
because your mouth was moving, and I could see you talking, but it sounded like this. Like
Well, I don't know.
hear what you're saying.
That's weird.
It was your voice and everything. Your mouth was moving. I just didn't know what it
Hmm.
was saying. Vibration of Mother Earth is rising. Watching the Schumann resonance online. Vibration is going off the charts. Is that the? Is that the? Is that an equatorial thing or is that a volcanic eruption thing? 7.8 hertz to 40 to 50, changing our DNA. It's supposed to do that, and you can also do that on your own by listening to those different hertz and
There's
binaural
a
beats and stuff.
I know it was
that
weird.
hmm for a few moments it happened.
It was
There was a
underwater.
thing I heard about. This must have been like 15, 16 years ago. I've heard about. I think they said it was a machine, and that they said like I think they described it as like was it one of those earthquake detectors where it has like the lines going?
A
Seismograph.
seismologist, a seismograph.
Yeah.
Yes, and they described it by something like that. And then they were saying like it would be normal lines, but then like right before like something tragic would happen
Die,
in the
YouTube
world,
spammer.
like it would go like all crazy.
Hmm.
And then
Yeah.
they were saying like right before 9/11 happened, it went crazy, and like other
Right,
events in the
something.
world, it went crazy.
Woo. There.
Oh
And
yeah,
I've been
yeah.
trying to look for that story.
I know what you're talking about. What do they call it? What do they call that? Um,
I was going to show you this.
it's not the doomsday
It's at
clock.
that comic book place too. I don't
Oh,
know if you can see it. See it? It's
oh
like
yeah.
a giant squid or Cthulhu or something.
Whoa,
Yeah.
That's
reaching
cool.
up to the sea line, or
And there's
water lines.
like a big ship here, like a really big ship here. Like I don't know if it's a destroyer or a barge or something like the Titanic class of ship. It looks like a frigate actually. No, there's three. There's three boats there. But yeah, it's like it's going up to get those boats and take them down.
Yikes!
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. This is like barnacles or something.
Okay.
Like tentacles, little spongy, like sticky tentacles. Yeah,
Mhm.
and that one, the same artist made that one.
Oh, yeah, I like
That
that
looks
one.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool looking.
Yeah, I like those scarecrow stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's the keeper behind the rose.
Hmm. But yeah, Adam, I know what machine you're talking about. I just don't know what it's called.
Dang it! Like I said, I've been looking for that thing for like 15
What?
years already, and been too long.
Schumann resonance. Look it up. I will look it up. Anything that's spiritual or uh, like an awareness that's happening in the world.
We had a big earthquake in Oklahoma today. Actually,
Somebody said something about that. I think it was Piper.
yeah, it was a 4 point something. I
She
forgot.
was actually saying that she's never felt an earthquake here last night, too. Ain't
Oh,
that weird? Yeah,
yeah.
last night she said, I've never felt an earthquake here. And I said, actually, last year there was a pretty good one that most people felt, and it actually affected people like a normal one would. Like it moved things and stuff.
Yeah,
In Oklahoma?
yeah,
Hmm.
we have them all the time. Yeah,
What?
Everyone thinks of
Wow.
us like as tornado alley, so they don't think about, us having earthquakes because there's
Yeah.
so many freaking tornadoes.
yeah.
Hey,
I mean, that's what I was thinking. Just tornadoes and stuff.
Ray Ray.
Yeah,
Welcome.
we have a lot of earthquakes, but we don't have like the really big ones to do a lot of damage, but we have a lot.
Wow. That's
And then
interesting. I didn't know that.
of course tornadoes. But yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Consciousness is rather to do the elevated vibration thinning of the veil. I do. I've been saying that for a long time that the veil is thinning. It's been thinning for a while
Hmm.
now. It's more thin, and my theory is that we've always had a warfare going on in all of this space that we call other dimensions, and that it hasn't been close to us, so we haven't felt it. Like it's had a protective barrier. And as those dimensions start to meet one another and that veil starts to thin, we are feeling that warfare or that battle and that clash, I guess, of past, present, future. And we can feel it more now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's that's what I think. I think something similar is like with shadow people, like how
Yeah.
they're dark and you can't tell
It's not in heaven anymore, though. It's,
what they
yeah.
are, but
Here.
they're able to like see you, and then when they see you, see it, they like take off and like, oh, I've been caught. I better go. You
I
know.
think that they're watchers and guardians, and they're supposed to watch us, but we're not supposed to see them. And they're like, "Oh crap, I got caught." Like they weren't supposed to see me. We have not a lot of some earthquakes in Michigan. Yeah, I haven't been there in a long time, but I like Michigan. It was pretty cool. I went to Wyoming, Michigan.
That is, I don't know why, but I just noticed you were wearing the Fear Fest shirt.
Oh yeah.
So it's called that.
So I
They're
thought it was
thinking
a
about
perfect thing to
me. I was
wear.
like, no, I'm not.
So yeah, just thought that would be the perfect thing to wear tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a
Had
fun
such
time.
a, it was so glad I went.
Oh
So,
yeah.
if anyone has joined after we were talking about fears, since we kind of went into talking about past life regression and then elevation and thinning of the veil and higher consciousness and shifting, has anybody not tell us what your fears are? What's your worst fear, your greatest fear, any fear that you have no idea why you have this fear that just greatly, makes you panic or triggers you? And I do think the Watchers are real. They're in so many documentations of almost every different belief and religion. There's some kind of Watchers of something. Guardians, Watchers, Protectors.
Something.
Yeah. Spies. We even have spies now. Russians. Germans.
Yeah, I mean the Russian situation. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens.
I was just talking about that with someone today about Ukraine. Like, what if we go to
It's
war?
scary.
And what if I get sent to Ukraine? And I was like, I have some friends over there. I don't think I'll be hanging out with them, but
Yeah,
Um,
it's a whole thing. I don't know.
that's scary. That's the sound of that, like what it can lead to. Um, my first encounter was when I was about 12, and something sat on my bed. And when I went to go look up at it, nothing was there. I mean, it was only like a second that I felt sit on my bed, and I looked up, and I was in a small room. The door was closed. Nobody under the bed. Nobody in the closet. No animals. No earthquakes. No nothing. So that's what first got me into ghosts and haunted places, and led me to aliens and Bigfoot and mysteries and unexplained stuff and everything in between.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I think you're
It'd been fun if you'd be like, dude, I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, it was an afternoon, and I was watching TV, and like I said, I was about 12, and I was laying on my stomach, like looking up at the TV, and like towards the other end of the bed, I felt like it moved. I'm like, what? And I looked back behind me, nothing was there.
No.
And I'm like, me being 12, I'm like, well, let me go back to watching TV. TV's my life.
Yeah.
So ever since then, I've been into all this stuff. So a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is everybody else's first experiences? I would actually say my first experience, I think, was when I was like 2 or 3. But people would be like, BS, that doesn't even happen because you can't remember when you're that young. But I did have an experience when I was 2 or 3. My mom said either 2, 2.5, 3, where our house was on fire that we lived in at the time, and nobody else woke up. And I woke up, and I woke everyone else up, made them see the house was on fire and know that they needed to get out of it. And I feel like, to me, just like I actually have had a dream about that. Like I can remember it happening. And that's why I say I think I can remember it because of the dream that I had. And it was like something told me to wake up and wake everyone up and make them get out of the house that night. I don't know who it would have been, back then, I don't know who we had lost in our family when I was that young, or who would have, spiritually been watching over me.
Oh, that's pretty crazy, though.
Me too. A lot of people freeze. And at that age, and ever since then, I had dreamed different lives that I was in that weren't this life. I had different parents. Um, I had been adopted. I had pet alligators. I lived somewhere where I had like a whole bunch of pet alligators, baby alligators, like all kinds of weird dreams.
Okay.
It's not modern. It's been
Ha- have you ever been around alligators since then?
since then, yeah. And it always reminds me if I see baby alligators of what I was wearing in that dream when I was like 3. I had on like a tan camel colored velvet shirt, like back in the 80s were probably popular, the buttoned up partially right there, and it had brown on the sleeves and some little bitty like looking like Dockers bell bottom looking pants that were jeans, and had baby alligators. I was actually holding a baby alligator, and I had an aquarium, and it had 2 baby alligators in it, and I was petting them and talking to them.
Hmm.
It's weird.
I ate some one time.
I like to wreck at the hot tub. Oh yeah, that would be nice. Bring me the hot tub. I'll join you with a glass of champagne or
Yeah,
something bubbly.
I sold mine.
What did she say? What is a snood? A snood? A snob? Somebody
No.
that's
Yeah.
too big for their britches? Have positive thoughts before bed and you can manifest bad. Or you can manifest bad things. Oh, I know. I totally don't like to ever go to bed mad or stressed out or worried or like in some kind of negative, detrimental, emotional or mental state. So, like, if I just won't go to sleep if I'm like that, I literally can't go to sleep. So, sometimes I meditate and stuff or pray, or I've read the Bible before, or read some kind of spiritual, like, article about spiritual enlightenment, like about Buddhism or something like that to like calm me down, or listen to a certain meditative YouTube video or something like that.
Nope. I go to sleep. I don't have time for that.
Just knock out, huh?
Yeah. I sleep when I can. No.
Indeed.
Mhm.
You can sleep when you're dead. It's so weird and won't make any sense to anyone, but I had the most vivid dream last night in a long time. Actually, that's not weird because I had the most vivid dream like the night before that I've had the weirdest dream, and I didn't tell anybody except I think I told the Hey Boo girls that I had a dream. I was at a camp, and there was a weird, creepy man there. He had a hat on, and he looked kind of like a farmer, and he was covered in blood, and he was killing everybody there, and he was after me, and I kept escaping him and waking up and going back to sleep, back into this same damn dream where he was chasing me again, trying to kill me again in another way, and I escaped him again, and I'd wake up again and go back to sleep, and he'd be after me again, and I was like, that never happens. What the heck? Why? It was
That's
crazy.
creepy.
It was like a movie or something, or like a show that just had a commercial and then it started again, had a commercial and it started again. Back to the killing spree.
Tell him, look, we're about to have a come to Jesus meeting, buddy. I'm trying to sleep.
That's
What
funny.
was?
Hey, Greg.
Hello. Was it around the same time you suggested I watch Scream?
No, it was after that. I didn't
I'm
even
gonna
watch anything that day that I went to bed that was about like fear, scary, murders, killing, nothing like that day. Not
I'm gonna
that
go.
day.
I'm gonna go watch that this weekend.
Are you awesome? You have to tell us what you think about it afterward. Don't tell him anything about it though, because Adam hasn't seen it.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
no.
don't ruin it
I,
for
s-
him.
yeah, I still gotta watch 2, 3, and 4.
4. Mm-hmm.
Oh
Oh
wow.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Rosie suggested I
He hadn't seen
check
them.
them out.
I basically like forced him to do it. I was like, "You have to watch these," and then
Yeah.
send me one and tell me what you think about it. Speaking
Yeah.
oh yeah. Not only did I get some other things, but I got this. It's the 25-year of Ghostface.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
kind of weird. Isn't it kind of weird that he's been out that long? That's kind of crazy.
It is crazy because I remember how obsessed I was in high school with Scream. And
So
like, it was such a big staple.
how's the new one since Wes Craven passed away? So it's not.
It's different. It has a different tone.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Should
But
I
it's still
take
good.
these off?
No, I won't say anything to ruin it at all. Son of Frankenstein, incubus, and succubus are deities that seduce you in your dreams. They're actually, well, some think they're fallen angels and demonic entities. So, I don't know. They could be deities, I guess. But deities are gods. I don't know. I have to research that a little bit more. I hate vivid dreams. I have them a lot. It feels like I am running a marathon when I wake up and I'm so drained. Yeah, I just felt like that night after I woke up from that dream. I slept all night except waking up and then going back into that dream.
I don't remember.
The next night I slept really well and I still felt unrested. And some believe in theory that's because they're feeding off of you in your sleep. Things are like them or whatever, other things.
Like I
Could ask
had
for
a dream.
you.
I had a dream the other night where it's like we're on a small plane, and I saw somebody I knew, but they were like 10 rows above me, in front of me, and I kept trying to like message them, but my phone wouldn't work. And like after like a couple hours, some time on the plane, like we went to the door to get out. I was like looking for them, looking for them, looking for them, and I'm like I never did see them again, and I didn't see them like exit the plane or then like the dream ended, and I just thought it was like, what was that about? So
Yeah.
Interesting.
I was going to say, I do believe that can happen, Joshua. It just depends on the person that's watching them and what level you are affected by and influenced by what you're watching. Because I am not, like, my favorite, and always has been, are horror movies or science fiction, but I've never done anything that I've seen in a horror movie just because I saw it in a horror movie or I've never gotten so engulfed into it that I mean, I did used to be like a goth kid in high school and sit in my room by myself. If you want to think of like that's how it influenced me, but I didn't ever hurt anybody or do anything, Yeah, she did say, "What's a snood?" Is it because you were in here? So I didn't know what she meant, but a snood to me is like a snooty person. It's like a snob that turns their nose up at everybody, like they're a snob.
never heard of that word.
Did you get that at your fest?
Vril and Jinn are also entities that screw with you. I don't know if I know what a vril is. I think I might have heard of it, but I don't know anything about it, like what it would look like or anything.
Okay.
I've never heard of that word.
I don't know.
And did you guys find that female voice that came through on your guys' live last night? What?
No, we did not. I had to. There was somebody at the front door, and I had to get up. And I wasn't there for that, but they did say that something from the box said my name,
Oh yeah.
and so I, like I said, I was still away from my tablet at the door,
Mhm.
so they didn't tell me nothing about that or after.
I would probably just put it like, like in the back of your mind, but think of it as maybe like something was alerting you to something. Someone was alerting you to something, possibly.
That's funny.
Yeah, maybe.
I told Howard every time we hear his name on the spirit box, he goes to the hospital. Within it, not long after that.
Yeah, usually.
Maybe I should keep an eye out for something. I need to go back and watch that video. Like I said, I was away from my laptop, so.
She said it was at 20 minutes something. So what I would do is write down the exact minute and second that it was too, because that might have something to do with the warning, and you'll see those numbers somewhere. And that's like confirmation of the warning. Your spirit guides follow you, so it's not out of the realm of it being your own family member. No, I think that I have a lot of family members that watch over me and communicate. I know that I do, actually, because that's how I started doing this. Why? They keep telling Howard about his health, though. Yeah, they keep telling, "Hey, you need to take care of yourself, or you're about to have a health issue." And then, bam, a week later or 2 days later, health issue. So everybody put some prayers up for him and Jackie. So she just went back to work today from COVID. And then he was left there all by himself suffering. Yeah, we had to go to the hospital too and get some some kind of transfusion, like an antibody transfusion.
Huh.
Yeah, and he said he hurt so bad he didn't even want to walk after that.
In the bed.
Mm-hmm. Positive vibes, yes, high vibrations. So, anybody else want to share a fear? Joanna, did you tell us what your fear was? I don't know if you did or not. Does anyone else have any weird dreams they want to talk about that are like something that you think that might have happened to you in a past life that's kind of creepy or weird or strange? I don't. There's a 17-year-old in here. Over on the other side of the room talking. Not like a kid. Teenagers. She's teenagers, I guess. I mean, I guess they're still kids.
Right here.
What?
Did you see that? Right there. The guy in the middle, Adam. You have 3 women looking over you.
That's really, really
Weird.
interesting you say that, because like 10, 12 years ago, someone had their cards and was like doing a reading for me. They said the exact same thing.
Hey, Brad.
3 women watching over me.
It's weird that you're saying that. And he said that too, because I saw 3 times today.
Yeah, so that's
And
wild that he
yesterday.
would say that.
Saw it several times yesterday. But it wasn't 333. It was 313 yesterday, and it was 333 today. I don't know what the difference is, but. Hey, Bradley, what is your greatest fear? Do you have an irrational phobia?
You know, I don't ever remember my dreams. Everybody's talking about the dreams. I don't know. I mean,
A lot of people don't remember them.
Yeah.
Running off of a cliff and waking up out of breath, falling to my death. Yeah. Yeah.
I know one thing I would hate. It's like if I die or if I come back as a ghost, I would hate to go haunt at work. Like I would hate to be stuck there at work.
I'd be so. I'd be
You mean to haunt your work? To be stuck there haunting there?
Yes.
From that point forward?
I'd be so pissed off.
Yeah, me too. I'd be like, "Are you kidding me?" Yeah.
You're like, I was miserable being here when I was alive. Why am I stuck here now?
Yeah.
Like how come it couldn't be the comic book
Punishment
store?
for bad karma. Punishment for bad karma.
Yeah.
Or that would be the bad karma. My life path is a master number 33. Yeah, that is a master number, isn't it? Or it's a very positive number. Sleep. Oh, I'm fixing to choke. Oh, my throat's so dry.
Yeah.
What does it say? Body is on an insomnia issues. Yeah, mine's not now. I've actually slept in the last few nights. But before that, I felt like I slept through the night. I felt like the next day I hadn't slept at all. And you know what the only difference was? I like mentally griped at myself and told myself to stop doing that. And it stopped. Oh, sorry, my eyes are watering from that choking thing. Oh,
I hope I'm wearing something cool when I die.
you mean you
So,
hope you can be seen wearing something cool when you die? Because it wouldn't matter if you were or not if no one can see you in it.
no, I'm talking about like when you're a ghost, you're wearing the same clothes. It seems like from when you
That's what I
die.
said. Yeah, like you hope you can be seen wearing something cool when you die.
Right. Yeah. Just
Because
sort
what
of.
if you're wearing something cool when you die and they just see you in like a white gown? Haha.
Yeah. If I'm wearing a hat and a hoodie, I'm good. I'm good with that.
I'm gonna manifest you to be haunting in a white gown now.
Nope. Well,
I hate that I really remember my dreams. I don't know. I guess so many people tell me that they don't know if they have dreams if they don't remember them. More people tell me that than people that tell me about their dreams.
yeah.
Indeed. Oh my gosh, you're free from that exactly. And you want me.
or like when you have one like really interesting or cool, but then you wake up, or like you wake up and you remember that it was cool, but you don't remember what it was.
You're like, oh,
So like, damn it.
you hope you're
I
naked.
don't really care what I'm wearing because that's what I feel like. I feel like I came into this world naked. I'm probably going to go out of it and be a naked ghost. I mean,
Naked ghost.
yeah. You've been a woman and a man in different meanings in many past lives. I agree with that. Or an animal. I think I was a lion, or I have a spirit guide that's a lion. I remember almost all of my dreams. Most of you are old souls. I think I've always been told that I was an old soul, and that I'm weird, or strange, or odd, or quirky, or whatever other words describe weird.
I've been told at least two of those.
Crazy on an occasion too. I'm okay with that though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Doesn't bother me.
I'm like, I might be crazy, but people like me crazy, I guess. So
Yeah, you got plenty of people that like you. So
sometimes I get afraid that I'm boring,
Yeah.
or unique. Mhm.
with this stuff that I'm into, the music that
Yes.
I'm into,
I like the way that he said that. We believe in reincarnations, or we get sent back until we achieve things and we learn the lessons and we stop being stubborn and we listen to the lessons and what we're told to learn. But so many people are so stubborn. They don't want to hear, they don't want to listen.
that or like we were meant to come back to maybe bring justice to why that person was killed or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're in the Southern Pacific in 1945. One, two. That is so awesome.
Yeah. That's kind of.
Wow. Yes, cool. Yeah, exactly. You can fix crazy, but you can't fix ugly. Hey, Mike. What's your favorite? What's your most irrational phobia? That is what I do. That is what I do. Yep. Ever since the sanitarium, I love that. And boy, oh boy, is that the truth.
I'm still intrigued that what you said about the three females. So, like I
Yeah.
said, that's wild, man.
Who was it? It was Joanna. Was it Joey? No, it was Joshua.
Joshua with
Yeah.
yeah.
And what you were saying earlier about how you just like know things, they be telling you that, and you just don't know it. They be telling you, "Hey, your friend gonna call you, Adam. Your friend gonna call you."
Yep.
Adam,
And like I was saying, like I should listen to that stuff more often. So just
I
do
hope
it.
I hope I got a guy like Christopher Walken following me around.
unfinished business. Not me. I want to have somebody like Jean-Claude Van Damme or Chuck Norris.
I mean, but
And they just make me be crazy in and out in waves of craziness and sanity.
yeah,
Yep.
It's like, and then whenever you need it, like they'll jump in your body and like do their kung fu and hiya, hiya.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Like everybody does kung fu fighting. And then you're like,
Exactly.
what just happened? Why is it broken? You did it. No, I didn't. That wasn't me.
I don't remember that.
That's what my son says all the time. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. And I'm like, you're a psychic medium and you just got overtaken by a ruthless spirit. I don't think so.
Nice one, kid, but
Mine is disgusting, man. Oh, I don't even know what he's talking about. Yellow toenails. Anyone else believe in empaths or are one of more than one type? I think there's more than one type or like different levels. Hey, Greg, how's it going? What is your greatest fear, Greg? Or your most irrational phobia? And Mike did not tell us. He must have popped out. His phobia was to tell us his phobia. So he left.
like talking about like the empaths and stuff like that. Like I just wonder like how we're on this plane of existence. Like there's a certain kind. Like maybe on the next plane there's a deeper one, and so on and so on and so on, till we become like fully empowered to your whole body of knowing stuff. You know.
yeah.
Yeah. I will
I mean,
say that I am one of those. I don't go around saying I'm a psychic medium, but I will say that I have empathic gifts because of all of the pain that I've had to go through to have those. I guess to have the right to tell. Yep. Feeling others' energies and sometimes being greatly affected by them because you can't identify that they're not your own.
Yeah.
Unless
My
it's a dolphin. I like dolphins. I like to pretend I'm a dolphin and feel like I'm one.
my spirit guides are on vacation a lot.
It's like I need to tell them that I ain't on vacation every day. They need to get to work. Uh-oh. I have a phone call.
Yeah.
Best way to turn it off is to go in hermit mode, Joshua. Right. That's what I do.
And she does too. So
Yeah, I do. Very much
away
so.
from everything.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It's the best way to have a peaceful mind. But then, even then, you get stuff happening where you got to go to the police department and fill out a police report because stuff got stolen, and then you got to buy locks to put on things and and other stuff. And I have drills again this weekend.
We made it to 9:30.
We did. Oh, it is 9:30.
That's
Yeah.
It went by quick.
All of our abilities are going to come back online. They are. I think they are right now. I'm Greg. Cause the shadow. We show up at the same place. That's funny. Y'all do. I do notice that there's always two Gregs in the room. So which one of you is Batman then? Because there's not two Batmans. There's only one.
True.
Thank you everybody for watching and participating and giving us good conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Peace,
Great
love, and
comments.
light. And past life regression. Past love regression. Maybe not. It might be painful. Past life regression. He said Greg causes Batman.
Nothing.
See you all
Be nice to
next
each other.
Monday night. Yes, be
Mhm.
nice to each other. And next Monday night we'll have Tim Coomer. Hey, Nanette. We're fixing to end the show. You just joined at the exiting
Nice.
the stage moment. How's it going? Good night.
Grand entrance.
Have a good week. Bye-bye.